A Bit About Crypto. I'm David James, the Job Whisperer, and I've got my co-host with me, Dave Hampton. Say something, Dave.
Hello.
Yeah, and so here at the Bit About Crypto podcast, we talk all things blockchain, all things crypto as they relate to the impending and inevitable, if not right now, job market and how things are changing. And as you listeners who are following us, and thank you all for the nice compliments that you've given us so far. And so the purpose of this podcast is to bring people who have lots of experiences or visions as it relates to cryptocurrency and how it's changing the world and possibly how it's changed their lives. And I consider myself privileged to actually have the guest that I'm having on now. And from what I understand of his story, cryptocurrency was transformative for him in his life. And his name is Xander Neff. And just so you know, before you get on there, Xander, you can find him. There it is. It's Xander.fit, okay? And he's a beast of a man. And Xander, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much for the opportunity. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
It's very humbling to be on here, especially talking about crypto.
Yeah. So before we talk about crypto, and before I get into you, why don't you tell me how old you were when you first heard about Bitcoin?
So it was right after I first moved to Vegas about 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm 27 now. I got into Bitcoin at 24, just 3 years ago.
So post 17 or pre 17? I'm talking about the crash.
Oh, it was definitely bear market for sure.
Okay. Tell me about it. Tell me about your introduction. Here's the real question, David. This is what we should start saying on the podcast. Mm-hmm. How did Bitcoin find you?
It was a plastic surgeon talking to my girlfriend at the gym. That was how it found me. This guy was talking to her all about, trying to get her into Bitcoin. And she was a dancer at the time. And I was like, man, that guy talked to you for an hour. What did he talk to you about? And she was something about Cardano or Bitcoin. I don't really know. And it just spiked my interest. It's one of those things you hear. It's like, man, that really resonates with me. I should probably look into that. So from there, it was just...
Is it because he was a plastic surgeon and you're like, he's got to know something, right?
Well, I just think you'd never take advice from somebody that you wouldn't switch places with. If you're a plastic surgeon, you're a successful person, you chose a good occupation,
right?
And you're credible. So I would never take advice from somebody I wouldn't switch places with. So
interesting.
Yes,
interesting. I mean, yeah, as the Bible says, and a child shall lead them, Isaiah 11, right? I really learned something, right? You only take advice from someone you would trade places with.
Absolutely, sir. Yes,
Right. So not the guys who are actually handing out the brochures down there by the MGM about how to get nude girls to your room?
Negative. No one telling you to buy hype coins right now would not take advice from.
Yeah, well, I heard in Las Vegas that two things are now frowned upon: prostitution and gratuities and tips. I've heard that's no longer acceptable. That's a joke.
I was like, what? This place is built in gratuity and prostitution.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about you. And we can, So where'd you grow up?
West by God, Virginia. Born and raised in pretty much a little farm. Had 3 jobs at 14. Went to the military at 19. So
doing what?
On the farm, it was a Christmas tree farm.
No, go back.
There we go.
Yeah. That would we have some freedom in the chair.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so born and raised on a farm. Is a Christmas tree farm, crazy enough. And we sowed cattle and hay and stuff. But all summer long, we'd be going down those lanes of Christmas trees, cutting grass and shearing them in the summer. So, and I worked at Dairy Queen, and I also worked at a boat dog. So,
wait, you worked at Dairy Queen?
Yes, sir.
Can you get me a job there?
I could probably get you a double or whatever they have there.
Right. No. And so, when I was 14, I very much wanted to work because of from some humble beginnings. What about you? Did you actually start working at a young age, David?
I worked. My first job was when I was 13. I was refereeing soccer games on Saturdays. I'd get up 7 o'clock, work from 8 to 4. I was making about $13 an hour. I was refereeing 4 or 5-year-olds.
And you were how old?
13.
Wow.
Yeah, so let me tell you about soccer referees. Do you know that in South America, they literally have moats and barbed wire around the net, around the entire stadium, so the losing fans don't kill the referees, right? So basically, I think that's probably one of the most dangerous jobs you could have at 14, because those parents are incorrigible.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
My kid doesn't foul.
He does no wrong.
Right. Okay. So,
yeah, but being our heights now, we were pretty tall back then. We're taller than most parents.
I wouldn't know. And just for the audience, yeah, my co-host Dave Hampton is 6'6", and Xander is 6'1". We're gonna make sure that he doesn't.
No, we're equal, brother. I don't do one-ups.
Yeah, I'm the new 5'8" at 6'2". 6'2" is today's 5'8", right? I need lifts in my shoes. Anyhow, okay. And so I'm guessing there wasn't a lot of opportunity, and the recruiter came to see you at high school?
Actually, so what it was, I went to, in West Virginia, you know, that's a school where you just go to the coal mines, or you might go to West Virginia University and get some useless degree and do whatever. You're coming right back to summer school. That's just the way everyone does.
You mean you're just coming back right to the town?
Right, exactly. You go get all this college debt, and you just come right back home. I've never really seen anybody that went to college that was successful in the town that I'm from. So
How big was your town?
I graduated with not very many people, just a handful.
No, but do you know like the population of the entire town?
I have no idea. It's so small, there's one red light, one main street. So
yeah, so that's not a town, that's a tribe.
yeah, it's a little village.
Okay.
Blink and you miss it.
All right.
But what was the question you asked?
No, about well, I actually went into the Army for kind of the same reason.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
I didn't know what to do next.
Well, mine wasn't that I didn't know what to do. It was just that I was a bullshitter in school, and the teacher was like, all right, you got to do this, this, this. And I was like, I'm not going to college. I'm just going to go to the military. It was just an excuse. I was a little punk. So she was like, all right, just sit in the back of my class. I'll pass you the next semester with a D plus or D minus, whatever. So then 2 years after I graduated, the same teachers that I told I'm just going to go to the military after school, they caught me at Lowe's. I was loading mulch in the back of their vehicle. Like, Xander, I'm pretty sure, a couple years ago, you told me you're going to the military, not going to work at Lowe's. And I think any man that told me he's going to the military would go to the military.
What, do you think it's that they were ribbing you, or that they cared about you?
Oh,
they
for
thought
sure.
That was the best thing for you?
Yeah, it was like a tough love. Like, you told me you're going to do this because you're an
Going
immature
up to your
child.
word, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like a real man would stand up to his word and do what he said. So it's like, oh, yes, ma'am. I'm going to go talk to the recruiter tomorrow.
And how long after you went to see the recruiter did you go?
So I was paralyzed in high school from the waist down after a snowboarding accident. So I had a traumatic brain injury and a couple like nerve damage things going on. So I had to go through a long, strenuous process, like a year long, to get able to get approved to go into the military. So.
Oh my goodness! I mean, by looking at you right now, I would have known that. Yeah, if you just said the guy was paralyzed in high school, I would say, yeah, not the dude I just met today.
Yeah, when I joined the military, I was 156 pounds and 6'3". Now I'm 6'6", 235.
And how old were you when you went in?
19.
That's funny because I went in 17,
Oh, nice.
but I was 6 feet tall and a size 10 when I went in, and then when I was 21, I was 6'2" and a size 11 and a half. So I too had a very late growing spurt. So yeah, that makes sense.
Wow.
But I would guess maybe your injury would have something to do with the slowing, the retardation of the growth of the bones.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea either. So anyhow, all right. So let's talk about. So you were in the Army for how long?
4.5 years.
4.5 years. And did you get hurt in the Army?
Yes, I did. I was a dog handler. I was in Korea, and we were doing a mission as if Kim Jong-un was to attack or do some drill. We'd already been running like 2 miles, and then the alarms went off. Had to do a pressure bandage on your dog, wrap your dog up, throw your dog over your shoulders, then run back to the kennels. It's like another 2-mile run, and it had rained the night before. So when I was running up the hill, I had my dog's weight on my back. And running up, I stepped in a hole. My knee was already locked out because the dog's weight was on my back. I wasn't looking down at the ground. As soon as my knee locked up, the dog's weight came down and my knee bent backwards and tore my meniscus. It was a hypermobile meniscus tear, so it was completely ripped off the tendon. And then it had a couple labral tears on my hip just due to the stress fracture.
All from this incident.
Yes, sir.
So then, did you recoup in Korea, or did they send you home to Walter Reed?
So they're going to do surgery in Korea, but you can't put a soldier under anesthesia or whatever in Korea, I do believe. So they wouldn't do it over there. And then by the time I got back to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, they're all like...
That's home of the 82nd Airborne, for those of you playing the home game.
Yeah, airborne all the way.
All the way.
So being in Fort Bragg, it's take a knee and hydrate. You're not hurt soldiers.
Right.
Don't go to sick call. Like, you're just being...
That's for wimps.
A choice word, right?
Right.
So after that, I did a year of rehab, and then I was telling him, like, I could take a squat, and my knee would pop, 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 pop super loud from the meniscus shoot underneath the kneecap because it was a hypermobile meniscus. It wasn't an actual tear in the tendon. So after about a year, I went to the doctor. I was like, yo, my knee needs surgery. Like, this is ridiculous. It just keeps getting worse and worse. And he's like, well, if I'm a betting man, and I'm not going to bet you because I'm an officer, I bet you that there's nothing wrong with your knee. And if I do surgery on your knee and you wake up and you don't have all, stitches and everything all over your knee, then I'm going to charge you for like lying about an injury, like trying to get out sick or whatever. I woke up with like 8 staples and whatever all on my knee because the guy was wrong. So, but
Yeah, that military medicine, it's like that's where kind of like where they go to learn.
yeah.
Yeah, so did that discharge you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so when you discharged from the Army, where'd you go?
So I moved to Florida to pursue modeling, and that was an epic fail. I ended up homeless.
So can we talk a little bit more about that?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. So I moved down there to live with a girl who she's a psychiatrist and does psychology for veterans who have PTSD and stuff. So it's like, oh, that's the perfect opportunity. And then we had a fallout, and she kicked me out like day number 2. And instead of going back home to live with my mom and dad, I was like, this is the opportunity that, you hear about, like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. He had the story of having $7 in his pocket. I have a very similar story. So after a month or 2 of just showering at the gym and sleeping in my car, just being miserable, I'm 6'6". So imagine sleeping in a Hellcat Challenger.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not comfortable.
And how long were you homeless?
About 2 months. I mean, term homeless, like I didn't have a place to stay. I just slept in my car all the time. I still did have a car, so I'm very grateful to be better off than most.
Dude, that's homeless in my book.
Right.
How about you, David?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
No home.
I just don't want to use the word as being like a sympathy or empathy story that, he was homeless if he still had a car. But,
It
that's
is what
just,
it is, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, this is the truth. There's no
There's
temperature.
different degrees of bottoms, as we
Right.
shall say, right? So I just don't think it's necessary to deprecate your bottom was any less as the guy in the cardboard box. I mean, I think most people start homeless. If it's a descent, they start living in their car until the car gets repoed or breaks down.
Yeah, the question would become, how do you keep paying for your car, right? So
Yeah.
you obviously got out of it 2 months later.
And about that, right? And hold on, everybody. We're coming to crypto. We'll get there. But the thing about with this last pandemic, and especially, I was thinking in this town that unemployment was probably 90% in this town for a period of time. I'm talking about the city of Las Vegas. I'm not talking about cops, the guys that check the meters and take the trash. I'm talking about anything as far as strip or casino oriented, because the guy that delivers meat, our casino's closed. Dancers, I'm talking croupiers, I'm talking hotel people, maids, just everybody out of work. And so what I've heard in this pandemic, there's a lot of people, what they did is they didn't have any money and they scraped together what they had and they bought an RV, right? But you're one bad piston from being homeless because that thing gets towed, right? Because, I mean, I know, I feel real bad because, where I live in northern San Diego County where we live, you can't park an RV. You can't park an RV. They'll tow you, right? And so it's always this cat and mouse game of where you move it. It's kind of a thing. So, but anyhow, okay, so you're homeless.
Yes, sir.
And then what?
So I posted some inspirational stuff on Instagram. Some people never give up your dreams. I got like $3, $7 left in my bank account. Don't have nowhere to go. Just, never give up. Whenever life says you should give up now, this is where you keep pushing forward. And like, if you've ever seen the memes or the pictures of someone digging a hole looking for gold and they quit 1 foot before they got to the gold. If you just kept pushing, you would have got your success. You would have had your story that could, inspire others.
Yeah, I was on a plane with an actor, right? He said, I said, what do you do? I've always asked people what they do because I'm a recruiter, right? Hey, what do you do?
Right.
And he says, I'm an actor. And I said, really? Which restaurant? Right? No, actually, that's what I told my son when he said he was.
If you're in New York, that's not a joke.
Yeah, when my son told me he wanted to become an actor, I said, really? Vigalucci's or Ruth's Chris? And so and I was talking to this actor, and we had a really, really nice conversation. He says, I'm just thinking about quitting. But you just never know if I'm just going to quit before that miracle happens. I mean, George Clooney literally was on 30 pilots for not sitcoms, whatever they call.
Before ER came about?
Yeah, before ER. 30. And his mom was a successful actress, right? Wow. And so that's, I guess a diamond's a piece of coal that sticks to the job. But anyhow, more about you, Xander. So you're doing this inspirational stuff. And so.
So that's, my image as I've become like an influencer or whatever on Instagram. I'm just a normal person.
Are we talking about, I'm talking about coming out of homelessness. Did you
become
an influencer? Did you influence your way out of homelessness?
No, I would say I just have always had a goal to have a positive impact on everyone around me and not just try to be like the most perfect person who's tall, covered in tattoos. Like I want to relate to everybody. That's how you bring everybody together, It's not about being I'm so great and have a great life. It's about we all can have a great life. That's why I love crypto and trying to help other people. But yeah, so I posted the inspirational stuff, just trying to have a positive impact, motivate somebody's day. And then Magic Mike slid into my DMs and gave me a job dancing for them. So they were like, hey, we're coming through Tampa actually right now. Do you want to come dance for us? And I was like, oh, I appreciate the opportunity. But
What kind of dancing? Let's talk about, it's for our audience.
have you ever seen Magic Mike?
Maybe our audience hasn't. Okay.
Bachelorette parties, divorce parties, birthday parties, whatever order you come to me first in. So,
And how so you strip, you're a male stripper.
I used to, yeah.
And, I mean, that's the Magic Mike thing, right? The male
Yes, sir.
stripper, yeah.
Pony, my national anthem.
Okay. And how did you feel about being a male stripper?
Oh, I hated it because I'm so big on using my brain and like trying to have a positive impact that it always made me super depressed and really affected my mental health of being like I'm using my body to make money when I'm so much more than that. Not saying that, everyone has their own perception of how you feel about each thing.
Right.
Some people want to just use their body to make it. It makes them feel good, confidence.
Yeah.
It killed me because I knew like my brain's bigger than any muscle that I have or tattoo or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
it's just funny because, we and thanks for being so vulnerable and authentic in your share.
oh yes, sir.
But it's like we have a man talking about using his body because it's just had to make ends.
Yeah.
And rarely when you think about that, think about women, right?
Right.
Women have to prostitute themselves. Not all women, but there are women who become prostitutes, right? Oldest profession in the world, right? And then clearly that there's some women, they actually have to be with the wrong guy because they don't believe in themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or women that will actually have kids because she was going to raise the kids and then he was going to work. Then for whatever reason he leaves and that form of support goes, right? And then they got to they got to be something that they're not, use their body in a sense, right? As opposed to using their strength. I mean, I see that as a real struggle. I don't think that's something new to this generation or even this country. I think it's a real thing. But here we're talking to you about it, and did you strip your way out of your rut? I mean, how did you save up enough money, or tell me about how long did we do it? And
So I did like 90 shows in a row or 100 shows in a row. Every single day you'd wake up, drive 5 hours in, a bus of 6 guys. You'd set up for the show. Did that for 90 days straight, 100 days, however long it was, 3
it's
months.
been exhausting.
Oh yeah, and you're with the same guys every day, and you're just like, you're emotionally getting. I'm an emotional person, so I emotionally invested every girl that I met on the show, and then you have to talk to 90 girls in a row after each night. You know what I mean? That's a lot of.
Right.
It drains you for sure because you're just looking for something that's like comfortable because you're on such a hostile, all this testosterone in the band, busting around all the time.
Talk about this in the band, if you don't mind. Do you want me to push on, or do you want talking about it?
Ask any question you guys. I'm an open book.
Yeah. So, wow, this is.
So
I mean, I wanted to talk about crypto, but I find you so fascinating.
Oh, thank you so
I
much.
want to keep, but it's like you're not spinning this to be cool. You're just being raw about this. And,
Oh, yeah.
and I could see a lot of people, spinning it another way. So you did this for how long?
it was about 3 months, but it was every single day. So
How much did it pay?
well, that was the problem. We started to have a lot of fallouts because I'm the guy who cannot dance, and because I'm 6'6", I'm not that. Whatever.
That's funny because
Not the
David
top.
is like the best dancer.
Really?
Yeah, merengue, tap. Okay.
Stay tuned after this. We're having a dance off. So I was making a lot more money just because I was just such like a goofball, I guess. So then
You're
started.
talking about tips.
Yeah, and tips because we
Yeah.
do like hot seats.
Yeah, you got to remember this.
Yeah.
Is
It's a different industry. I do apologize. I wish they could pay me with Bitcoin back then or some Cardano or
yeah.
something.
So I'm curious. How did you make money? Did you not make money?
Oh yeah, I made money. I would probably make like $1,200 a night.
$1,200 a night.
$1,200 a night
Hold on a
Yeah.
second. $1,200 a night
times 90.
times 90. Okay.
Right.
So
Like about
basically,
$100,000, right?
So dude, we're talking. It's $108,000 in 90 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I don't think I'm pity. Stop wiping your eyes.
Were you a 1099 contractor, or were you actually employed, or did you just take the cash and go?
Your mic broke up out of here. 1 2 1 2.
Let's go. Let's go. Okay, now break from our sponsors before the two guys from 6'6" fight. All right. Anyhow, so that's a decent amount of scratch to actually get out of your van.
Yes, sir.
Sense. Okay, so what then?
So we got to Vegas, and by that point, I was just me and my buddy, one of my best friends, Dylan. I was like, bro, I cannot keep doing this little dive bar, huge crowd thing. Like, let's just go to Vegas. Like, we're in Laughlin right now. It's about an hour and a half Uber. Let's just go there, sign for a place, and we'll just sleep on the ground until we can get our own stuff. It's like, I'm tired of this.
With
damn-
$100,000 in your pocket.
Well, I mean, you spend on stupid stuff, and I didn't have that much by the end of it, but I had a couple protein bottles full of hundreds. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, but you didn't have to sleep on the ground. This is a lifestyle choice. You're making this choice.
Yeah, right,
okay.
right. So, yeah, because I mean, my success from crypto is that I always chose to live on a poor budget. Because if I have all this money, you're just gonna waste it. You're gonna get on Amazon tired at night. You're just gonna buy stupid stuff that doesn't really matter.
So, from the time you move in with the gal, the psychiatrist, right, to the time you're actually sleeping on the ground with a couple of hundreds. Energy bottles full of hundreds. How much time are we talking about here?
I don't know. It's 4 months, 4 or 5 months. Right. I mean, you have to think. I did make $1,200 on good nights, and that's not every night. So don't do the math of 100,000 because it's not.
Okay,
really, it's like a waitress. You know what I'm saying? I had my good nights and my bad nights.
And we also know that money come, money go.
Yeah. Right. I'm not trying to toot my own horn and be like, oh,
money come, money go.
Yeah, 100%. So from there, I was in Vegas, and I started working at the club rehab. And then I gave this beautiful girl a little bit of a lap dance in one of the bungalows.
So you wait. Slow your roll, player.
Yeah, okay.
You started working at the club rehab.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you tell our audience who are not from Vegas, right? We're not even from Vegas. We just come to Vegas to do the show.
What is the club rehab?
Yeah, thank you, my dude.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's like Wet Republic Encore. It actually had a TV show back in the day.
What do they do there? What type of club is it? Who goes there for what?
Oh, it's a hip hop party for sure. So they're popping bottles, throwing champagne, and
it's a party pool for Vegas. You're dancing there.
No, I was a busser. But being that I have an expertise in now being a professional lap dancer, and I saw a beautiful girl that I might want to make an extra tip off of.
So you're gonna put the trays down. You're gonna put the dirty dishes down, and you're gonna start.
Well, I came out, gave them their bottle, their mixers or whatever, and it was a girls' bachelorette party, my profession, my specialty. And I was like, wow, you're gorgeous. She goes, oh, stop it. And then I came back and it was playing Pony, luckily. And
this is the bachelorette of the bachelorette party that you did?
I don't remember.
Wait, this is okay. Hold on a second. Okay. This is okay with management? That the wait staff just
I know where the cameras go.
Okay, so it's just the hustle. It's
just a cute little thing. I didn't get butt naked.
And you're talking about you're an emotional person, and you just felt that. You don't strike me as the kind of guy that's really ever cared if you get fired. You're kind of like you're one of those birds that just can't be caged. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean, if you ain't savage, you're average. So, and I don't say that's just an expression, but yeah, no, I just don't care. I mean, I'm gonna live my life how I want to live my life, and if it offends you, like I said in the last one, you're not gonna get cancer because I offended you. If you don't like my what do I do? Then that's just
I have a word for that. It's called being unapologetic.
Yeah, but
I would never do something
but based on all these tattoos on your body, it's like you beat your own drum, you break your own drum, and you get a new drum.
Yes, sir.
And that's how you occur on planet Earth. Can we stipulate to that?
I mean, the tattoos are just a psychological deterrence. People don't mess with me and mess with the girl that I'm with. So I'm a big teddy bear.
I'm not saying that tattoos make you a certain thing. I'm just you've made this decision,
right?
And this is how this is who I am, and this is who I am not. And and I don't think you blur the lines.
I like to have all the tattoos because I love to express you can't judge a book by its cover. You see a guy
like the juxtaposition of that. I can appreciate that.
Absolutely. So
I mean, David, to his credit, he actually has a master's degree in forensic psychology.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So I mean, and as recruiters together, he's got valuable insight. What do tattoos actually say? I mean, did you study people get tattoos, et cetera, et cetera? I mean,
no, I mean not necessarily. I mean, I think you can ask. I bet you every single one of those tattoos has a story behind them, though.
Absolutely not.
Okay, all right, way off on that one then.
Well, then what are we getting today? He's like, let's do Buddha. Like, all right, cool. Like, I got a girl tied up right here. It's just there's no meaning to it.
So it's
it was
art
just because I'm young. I want to get it filled in as quick as possible.
So you're working at this club rehab. How long ago?
4 years, 3 years ago.
Okay. So I want to get to your story, but I don't want to leave out the crypto, right?
Right.
So have we gotten into crypto yet?
No.
Okay. So let's talk. What's the next thing that actually happens?
So after I met that girl, she had a plug to the owner of Gigolos, the TV show on Showtime, I believe.
Yep.
Right. So she connected me with him just because I was such a nice guy, have the physical look, but also I'm genuine enough to be treat women how they should be treated, not like they're objects, more like they're people. And you think of a gigolo, and that's someone that you would just hire for one thing, but most of the time people would hire me with the expression of that, but you're paying for a companion, someone who's going to treat a woman how they should be treated and look at you like you're more than just an object or walking piece of meat. That's why I relate so much with women, because I feel the same value in
You've
life.
been on the other side,
right?
yeah.
Absolutely. So that's why I always have a lot more girlfriends than guy friends because I just relate a lot more with girls.
If I may,
Let's hear it.
have you been paid to be a gigolo?
For a companion?
Yeah, I mean, so
Absolutely.
we're going to call a gigolo. I mean, I'm not being facetious here. We're going to call a gigolo a male escort.
I would call it a life coach. But I mean, everyone does their job differently.
Okay, I mean, I'm not going one way or the other on it.
But
It's
yes,
just- but basically, you're paid, but you're brokered by an agent.
yes.
Okay, and
Well, actually, you're your own entity, I guess.
okay, so what services do you provide as a gigolo? I mean, you call it life coach. Let's hear about the life coaching services.
Well, once I offered,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a time and companion. I mean,
Okay, what's that mean?
take me out to a dinner. You're paying for my time.
Okay, what else? What about after dinner?
We can talk and hang out.
Okay, Netflix and chill.
I see what you're getting to.
Yeah, I want
mean,
to.
everything is consensual under your own.
I get it,
decisions.
but what I'm saying,
But-
you've been paid for this role more than once.
Yes,
When I was a kid,
500 times. 600.
when I was a kid, I would. I mean,
you
I-
wanted to do this, didn't you?
Yeah, but the problem is I lacked the looks, right, and the game and the stroke. I mean, it's what you're talking about. And once you actually do a job, sometimes it just doesn't have what it is. But I mean, it's. Hey, I want to be a gigolo, and you did it. You did it without even thinking you wanted to do it. You just.
I don't think he wanted to do it. He,
No, I
he
don't.
walked
And
into
no,
it.
we understand. I mean, and I've got a story of my life that I was really successful at. I was making a lot of money, and I mean, nothing like on this level, as you can see by my looks. There's no chance, right? I mean, my only client would be my wife, right?
Right.
But I walked away from it because how I ultimately felt about me.
Right.
And I think there was like an epiphany that came for you from that lifestyle too. Am I correct?
Yeah, I hated it. I was super depressed and developed a little bit of a drug problem just because I was so miserable and just wanted to be numb to what I was doing because it was like I was doing it for a purpose that I was making such fast money that later I could invest into myself and it would pay off.
What kind of drugs?
Cocaine for sure, ketamine, anything. I mean, I'd mix every drug you could. I've never done hard drugs like heroin or meth or anything like that. Not but like the party environment.
Cocaine isn't
okay.
so
cocaine's not a hard drug. Well, no,
I don't think
I
so.
don't ask that
No,
facetiously. I don't know.
for this guy probably eats nails, right? He eats nails and chain link, right? Look at him. No,
I smell roses and eat teddy bears.
so you had a drug problem,
Yes, sir.
right? And so
That's where crypto comes into play.
okay, so just let me ask you this: so how long did drugs actually cause an affliction for you?
Since the day I moved to Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because I started one of my New Year's resolutions were like, you're not going to party, you're not going to drink, you're straight edge completely, stay on task.
Which New Year's resolution was this?
The first year that I moved to Vegas.
No, give us a year.
What year was that?
2019.
Okay. So basically, yeah,
2018.
Yeah, so we're 2.5 years. Okay, so we're getting close now. Okay, 2019. Okay, and you decided. I mean, was it like Boogie Nights type kind of drug use, or was it?
I mean, I do an 8-ball a day, which is 3.5 grams every day of cocaine.
Yeah, so that's
every day.
that's a prohibitive amount of usage for someone who needs to function in anything.
Yeah, that's why I've had 4 heart attacks and I'm 27.
So, are you sober now?
I mean, I still party here and there, but it's not something I would do because I'm miserable in life. If you go out with your friends, you
Okay,
have,
but-
at the club, I'm not saying
so
I do
you-
drugs like that, but I'm just saying.
So
like,
you're not afflicted in the way you were, right?
I don't think I was ever addicted to a drug. I just did it to feel not so miserable. You know what I
Okay,
mean? Because
so-
some people do it and they're like, they have to have it.
And
So-
what do you think that thing was that made you feel so miserable?
That I was using because I come from a very Christian background. My mom's super Christian, and all the time he told me, "I'm praying for you," this, that, and the third. So like to come from that kind of environment to like doing this is like I was just never raised that my body should make me money. Like it makes me feel so much less.
So-
'Cause if I tell you that that I was a gigolo, most people automatically think less than you.
So what
because-
I'm hearing you say, and I have some straight line identity to this, right? I mean, I've had my battles with substances. I've been sober a long time, right? So when you're talking to me about all the things you're talking about, like how much an 8-ball is, all that kind of stuff, I know, okay. And I mean, but I'm light years past that. And what I'm hearing you say is that your drug use was shame based, 100% shame based. As much as adoration I was having just for the the idea of, wow, the guy gets to be a gigolo. I mean, and I really don't mean to say that in such a way like, hey, that's really a cool thing, because of course it's not. Right. Because, I mean, when you get down to causes and conditions, like, hey, kids, this is what daddy did. You know, there's some issues that you have to work out. So do you feel like that part of your life has been undemonized? Is that a word? What's the word we're going to have you come to terms with that?
I'm very grateful for it, because if I wouldn't have went through that, I would not be where I'm at today. So, I mean,
Okay.
everyone can have a crappy past. But, you know, those moments that broke you are the ones that made you. So if I would have never like been paralyzed in high school, I would have still been a douchebag today. If I would have never started doing drugs and had a miserable couple past years of just being in my own head and being depressed, I'd never be able to be as grateful as what I am for today. That I got into crypto because I bought my sobriety. Instead of buying an 8-ball cocaine each night, I would put it into the protein bottle and buy crypto.
We're going to come to that in a second.
So what was the turning point for you to say, you know what, I'm not doing this to feel numb, or there's a turning point. I mean, David always says that it's you get to the bottom and it's.
Yeah, I'm sorry, David. That's what I wanted to say. I said, I'm most grateful today for my bottom. I mean, as miserable as it was then, and there was no way out. And I was really like looking for a gun and a bullet, right? Right. And the problem with killing suicide, do you ever have suicidal thoughts?
I would never say that I was suicidal.
Well, I did.
would just think, yeah.
Well, I did, right? And the problem with suicide when someone's afflicted with a narcotic or a substance is you're killing the wrong guy. You're not committing suicide, you're committing homicide. Because you're going to kill a guy, that you're killing the wrong guy, because the man I'm speaking to now probably isn't the man from then.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah.
So, like you, I'm grateful for my bottom, and I want to, you know, there's a lot of things that we can relate to one another's.
Yes,
other
sir.
than I'm not gorgeous and 6'2".
Stop. 6'6". Don't take with my experience.
Yeah, no, I mean,
But
you know, come on now.
No. You guys are
Come
gonna
on.
be fun. You're gonna be 6'2" like me.
yeah.
So anyhow, is this the part of the show where we get to crypto?
Yes, sir. It was. So that's where I had in mindset.
So you had no money, right? You had no real
What do you
life changing money.
Well, I mean, if someone hired me for 4 hours, it's $1,200 just to go there.
Okay,
so, but I've never been a money person, so I just take all that money and I just put it into protein bottles.
Okay,
bottles, right?
I understand. Right.
Right. So then.
So money's always been like a utility for you, as opposed to a goal or a fungible way of counting on where you are on the scoreboard.
Right, but once I started to make that money, I started to spend it stupidly, you know, because you're either buying things you shouldn't have. I had 3 cars at one point that I couldn't afford. My car payments each month were like $6,000, and then I was
Wait, stop. One car?
3.
Oh, so you're paying $2,000 a month for each car?
Yeah, about so with insurance and everything. I had a Hellcat, 6-speed, and then an Escalade, and then my truck. So, yeah.
I've always imagined people who have cars, like I've got one car, and I know all the stuff that's in my car. And I think of people who have 3 cars. Well, today I'm driving the Porsche. Today I'm driving the truck. Today, it's like, well, what about your charger this? And where do you keep your sunglasses and all that other kind of stuff? Anyhow, okay.
Good tax write-offs.
There you go. Okay, so continue, please.
What was that? What was the part that I left
3
off?
cars, 3 cars.
Oh yeah, 3 cars. So and there's a meme that I love. It's a guy on the front of a yacht and he's holding money and I think 2 bags of money and he has a mime mask on where he's smiling super big, but then it's pulled out and behind it he's crying. He's miserable because he's flexing so hard to be a public success, but he's really a private failure because he doesn't have this money to waste and blow on people, but he wants to feel special. That I am like Dan Bazarian, perfect example. The guy flexed super hard. It kind of came back to kick him in the ass because he was.
Yeah.
So I had like $140,000 in debt there for a while, and now I'm debt free.
No, but what I want to hear is how crypto found you.
Yeah, that's where we were at.
Yeah.
So crypto's so the plastic surgeon, he told the girl that I was seeing about it, kind of stuck in my head a little bit, and then I went to go get Botox and fillers from him. Told him my story.
By the way, they look great.
Oh, thank you.
The first thing I noticed about you when I saw you was that dude's got some wicked sick Botox.
Yeah, right.
It's got nothing to do with his youth, right?
No, I really do have a lot of wrinkles.
Get the fuck out.
For sure. 5 years of drug use, come on. But anyways, so how did crypto find me? This guy, I told him my story, and he's like, man, why don't you just put your money into something that's not going to kill you, but what's going to like grow you a future, not only for yourself, but for generations ahead of you. You know, I know this thing. One of my friends is one of the...
What year? This is important. What year and month, if you remember?
2000. I think my first Bitcoin purchase was 2019 or Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, it had to be 2019 before.
I bought it at $3,200. So whatever time frame that meets.
Okay. Yeah, so $3,200 is all of the crash of 2018 January, all the way to the run-up of 2020. Yeah, I get it. So, okay, and so what did he tell me? Tell us about the dialogue with this at this juncture right here.
So the guy's from Brazil. He's foreign, and he was telling me he was so passionate about it. You know, Americans, we're not very. I don't think very many Americans are very passionate people unless you really believe in something. Most of the time, you hear something, you're really just like, oh, this is what it is. But since he was foreign, he had so much passion. I wasn't used to that. I was like, wow, man, I really believe in this. Like, perfect sales pitch, perfect car salesman. You just sold me. And he was just trying to, tell me how to save my life because I was kind of just killing myself doing all those.
Now, was he trying to sell you Bitcoin?
No.
So basically, nobody sells them in Bitcoin because nobody gets any benefit from selling it, right? I evangelize Bitcoin because I believe it's the future of sound money, right?
Uh-huh.
So see all the whenever anybody talks about bad money, I show them this. Go ahead, read that, Xander. See what that is?
What is that? I can't even read that.
It's a $100 trillion bill from the Bank of Zimbabwe. It buys 3 eggs.
3 eggs?
It buys 3 eggs, right? Because what we're happening is with all the money printing happening. But anyway, I'm digressing. I want to hear what the surgeon told you about crypto.
So he's just talking about Cardano. It was in the very beginning of it. Of course, there's a lot of people who's against Charles Hoskinson's because of Ethereum. But
So this show, we don't care about who are for or against. We talk from our guest's experience.
Oh yeah,
That's all that matters.
So he was just telling me like what it was.
And by the way, Charles Hoskins is very sound.
Oh, absolutely.
And Cardano, I spoke about this last week on the podcast. I said that the country of Ethiopia just did a big blockchain thing for all the school systems, that they're actually going to keep all the students' records because there's huge fraud. Yeah, he's in the 10th grade. He's straight A's from the school in the village, 900 miles from here. Oh, what's his name? No, we don't have that record, but you say straight A's, you got it.
Oh,
so now
okay.
on blockchain, right, because Cardano is a smart contract like Ethereum, unlike Bitcoin, which is a proof of work, right? So basically, Cardano has signed the largest contract with a country in Africa. So
I love the guy. I think he's so passionate. He believes it's his baby. I've never doubted the guy. Just watching his videos.
So the Brazilian comes to you 2 years ago, and I'm going to tell you the price of Cardano back then was what, three coins for a penny?
It was 3 cents when I got into it.
Wow, you got ripped off, man. You got in way late. So basically, you got Cardano for 3 cents.
Yeah, from 3 to 5.
Or 3 to 5 cents. Did you make one buy, or did you dollar cost average in
over time? I would invest into it every time. Like I was saying, that I wanted to mess up and make a mistake. I'd just put money there. I'd go to Walmart, get a money order, deposit it, buy a Bitcoin, send it to Binance, switch it over.
Yeah. So for those of you who actually are listening in the audience, right? Cardano right now we're in spring of 2021, and Cardano's, it had to fall back to $1.12, but it's been as high as $1.80. It's between $1.70 and $1.80 right now, right? And so basically, if you just do a little math here, so Xander, at 3 cents, right, you've 60x'd.
Yeah, I had 1.8 million coins.
Yeah, so that's pretty good, right?
It's a good day in the office.
Yeah,
it's a good Monday.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Okay, so now you've got, for those of you playing the whole home game, that's about $3.5 million.
Yes, sir.
Right?
I mean, I lost $1 million this week, but yeah.
Okay.
Since the last podcast I did, I was talking it up, and then this week we've had a little bit of a.
Were you trading?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I switched to a different one. I don't have one Cardano right now.
So you've lost it all?
No, I sold it all. I traded into different things.
Oh, okay. So, do you mind talking about what you have?
Yeah, I have MHC. That's my main holding.
Don't know it.
We don't know what it is.
So it's meta hash. Meta means more.
Okay. Now I've heard about it.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
tell us,
So meta hash, it has its own decentralized search engine, just like Google, Chrome, Safari.
kind of like with the Brave browser and the is it the Waze? No, wait. What's that? I'm sorry.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's Brave. I know Brave.
The BAT. It's the Brave browser.
Brave.
Right? And they get the BAT token. So every time I look at somebody's commercial or somebody's ad, I get rewarded with BATs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, now I'm teaching you something. That's good.
Interesting.
Yeah. So is it the same kind of concept?
So it runs off of hashtags instead of .com, .org. And of course, you use MetaHash as the currency on there. But, the modern day, especially with way social media is going, how do you search people with hashtags? Hashtag fitness, hashtag whatever.
Xander.fit.
Exactly. So if you were to get on Metagate, which is the browser, you go and download it. You search hashtag fits or hashtag fitness, it takes you to my Instagram. So it's just those are the domain names now. And then you can complete a transaction. Like a guy sent me $1.3 million the other day, and I got it in 3 seconds to complete the transaction. From the moment he hit send to the moment I got it. If you did that Bitcoin, you'd wait 2 hours, 3 hours.
I'm just going to stop. So for our audience, right, what Xander's talking about is that the banks, right, the centralized banks and their rent-seeking ways, right, they're centralized and they control all the money of the world, and they want to know what you're doing it for and why you're doing it. It's like, we've got this law that you say to the bank teller, right? I mean, literally, when you take more than $10,000 in cash, $10,000 in cash is no longer a lot of money, right? And I've had to move that type of cash. The bank teller says, "Can I ask what it's for?" And I've always said strippers and cocaine. No. I always say that. It's like, write it down. Like, I'm gonna go buy a car. That's why I need the cash. I mean, I literally say something outrageous and egregious because the truth of the matter is, it's like, why?
It's none of their business.
Yeah, right. But this is the part of the nanny state that we actually live in. The nanny state that says, hey, we can just print. And so what Xander's talking about is he sent it in 3 seconds, and that's the beauty of blockchain. And there's this big argument. Well, Bitcoin's too slow, et cetera, et cetera. All these things will be worked out. Kind of like how the internet and dial-up used to be slow in 1995, right? You have to plug. I can't talk on the phone now because I'm on the internet, right?
I remember that. Yeah. You were 4, so you don't.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying,
I remember playing Halo 3 during that.
but what I'm saying is that happened, and now we're looking at like broadband, mobile
fiber.
Broadband. We got 5G, and then we're looking at 6G. But what I'm saying is he sent it in 5 seconds over a respective blockchain, because there was no centralized thing. And the truth of the matter is the banks, they could send it just as fast, but they got to stop, verify,
hold it for
get
10
their
days,
money.
right. Blah, blah,
and
blah.
so Xander, if the government wanted to actually take your money, take your crypto coins.
What money?
Right. No, but if the government wanted to seize any type of crypto holdings you do, what could they do?
It's not yours. It's not U.S. dollars, so you can't touch it. And technically, I don't have $1 of U.S. dollars.
Correct.
So
Correct. Yeah.
I'm poor and homeless.
I don't know about any of that, but what I'm trying to say is that the point is, because we're trying to educate our listeners to blockchain, et cetera. We're trying to say they can't.
Right.
Right. They can't turn your blockchain off. They can't turn the Cardano off. They can't turn Bitcoin off. Mm-hmm. Right.
And they're not taxable transactions either.
So anyhow. As far as jobs, so cryptocurrency changed your life.
Yes, sir.
Even though you lost $1 million yesterday.
Yeah, but I mean, my emotions aren't attached, so it's just part of the game. So,
I having played poker, I understand that.
Well, actually, what it is these new hype coins. They got me big time because I sent $500,000 to buy these coins, and their tokenomics I did not study before I got into it, and I only got back $200,000 after their fees burnt the coins, sent it out to the community.
Okay, that's way. But basically, for our audience, he sent $500,000. He got $200,000 back. So anybody who knows anything about math or actually has their money in a bank account, he lost 60%.
Yeah, want some hype.
Yeah, so that's. But you're still in a good way. You still have, life-changing money for a kid your age, right?
Yes, sir.
So. Well, what we do here at Blockchain Recruiters is we recruit in the blockchain space, right? So we have positions in blockchain with different types of projects. We never tell who our clients are. We never tell who our candidates are. It's always confidential. We always sign NDAs. So how do you see blockchain, because blockchain and crypto, how do you see it changing the job market?
The job market? Well, I think everything right now is very biased to different opinions. I think with crypto, it kind of gives people more freedom to kind of do things their way. And as far as Elon Musk doing accepting Bitcoin now, I think it's really it's gonna be an amazing future.
Well, you know who else is going to accept Bitcoin?
Everybody.
eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, eBay is about to sell, and also Bank of America and Visa are accepting Bitcoin. Wow. You're going to be able to settle transactions. And for those of you who say that Bitcoin is too slow, right? There's this thing called the Lightning Network, right, where they can do, I think, thousands of transactions a second. And I got it for the next podcast. I'll quote that correctly, but it's thousands. So I think Visa and American Express, they can actually process 26,000 transactions per second. That's how fast their network is.
MetaHash is 50,000.
Right. So you understand what I'm saying. So basically, we've got these blockchains, and you can put layers of blockchains on top of blockchains, et cetera, et cetera. And so these are the things that Xander's talking about. So what he's talking about is that crypto is freedom. Tell me how crypto is changing lives. Since you really can't talk about, since you're like a nonconformist of sorts, right? And you're not really in the job market. How is crypto changing lives?
Well, it's a big thing that I do personally is I try to post as much as I can on my Instagram so I can try to help as many people because everybody wants to have a come up. Everyone wants financial freedom. Everybody wants to take care of their family. I think real success is when we pay it forward to other people and help them change lives for them and their families as well. So
I want to talk about that because you said that you want to be a positive influence.
The modern day Jesus.
Okay, those are big shoes, but
Yeah, well, I'm not saying I'm that good, but I want to help a lot of people. That's what I want to say. What I'm trying to say.
okay. So and if someone needed, so what type of philanthropy or help are you trying to offer?
I mean, I don't know. I just really want to offer people the advice to take a risk. Elon Musk just came up with Doge and said, "Don't take risks. Don't put your."
Well, he didn't come up with it, so we're clear.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
I know there's technicalities and scripts behind
oh,
it.
you think he's the author of it?
I don't really know where he lies with that problem.
Okay. Okay.
No.
No, I thought you were insinuating that he's like pseudonymously the guy that created Doge. I thought
Oh,
you
no.
were- Okay.
No.
Okay. So I misunderstood. Go on.
That's what the Saturday Night Live thing. But what question?
No, so how is how do you want to help?
Oh, I don't want to help people. I just think the more information you can offer people for free, the more willing they're able to listen to your information because everyone wants, here's my referral code so I can make your 20%. I want to offer people information for free, the knowledge that I know that changed my life. I just want to pay it forward and give it back to people to say, hey, if you buy this coin at 3 cents, you could lose 3 cents or you could gain $1. So why not?
Well, yeah. So what Xander's talking about, he's talking about asymmetric returns, right? And we're at a precipice in our life, right? I mean, the history of the planet, like never ever. I'm not going to say never ever going to be again, but that never has been. When I came in and I looked at the stock market, I said, wait, I have to buy $300 for a stock and I could lose it all, but I could maybe like at the end of the year go from 300 to 330 and get 10% return, right? And now we're talking. Xander just told you himself he made 60 times on his money. I know Cardano, right, has gone up just in the last year. It's 10x'd.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the thing about Cardano, and for our audience, I know that some of these folks don't know that, but Cardano is a competitor for Ethereum, right? Smart contracts. And I actually believe that in 10 years from now, there's only going to be 5 cryptocurrencies that went out. I don't believe there'll be that many. But then again, I'll see you in 10 years, and we'll see if I was right or not. But anyhow, so I know that you've got an incredible profile on Instagram, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, everybody who I've shown your picture to, they go, wow, look at that beast of a body. So is there a ritual of maintaining that?
Yeah, 6 Tostino's pizzas and some trend.
No gym stuff?
Oh, yeah, I go to the gym once in a while.
Once in a while?
Yeah, I mean, I used to go so this is before crypto. I was, being...
Before what?
Before crypto.
Oh, before crypto, yeah.
Right. I was, doing the Instagram game, the thirst traps and Snapchats, this, that, and the third. I was using my body to make the money. But now that I, made it, now I'm kind of at a point where, now I can see what else I actually enjoy in life. Before it was just the gym. I still do enjoy the gym. I'm trying to get back into it now, but you're just not as motivated whenever...
So
you don't have to work for it.
So if someone was to call you and say, "Hey, man, I want to not fall into some of the pitfalls that you fall in," what's your advice to me? You said you want to offer help in your experience. Can you share that with me?
Yeah, buy MHC. Stake it down, 30% rewards every day. There's
Okay.
the life-changing advice.
All right. So basically, this channel, we're not financial advice. That's just financial opinion.
It's
right?
life-changing advice. That's what that is.
It's life-changing.
It's not financial.
I tend to believe you, right? But I just don't want to get sued.
No.
So next thing you know is I'm being subpoenaed or I'm being served. So anyhow, Xander, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, never give up on your dreams and keep taking risks.
David, anything you got for?
I can appreciate that.
Xander Neff, hold on a second. We always talk about some of the candidates we have, right?
Or
What that kid Sean, that full stack developer you got?
Hold on. Let me get my glasses.
All right, he's going to get his glasses. So let me tell you, I got a systems crypto engineer. All right, this kid is good. All right, and I also I've got an institutional sales manager. All right, and I've got a trading engineer. And I also recruited the other day a group product manager for a big crypto exchange. All right. And I have a search for a compliance officer. So if anybody you out there, your auditors or your, this job's in New York. And I just so desperately want to actually tell the audience who it is. Right. I'll show you. Can't tell. It's confidential, right? And so what?
Yeah, I got a couple of searches for blockchain developers in several locations, or Texas, New York. Senior full stack engineer, blockchain data engineer. That's in Virginia, Tyson's, Virginia.
Yep.
Yeah,
and did you write that? Did you get that search for the senior level node person? Because they can work anywhere. Did you write that search?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna get that search. So, yeah, if you're a node engineer or you know anything about nodes, you want to come on, right? And so anyhow, I think that's better right now. So basically, hey, if you are in the blockchain space or have a skill that you think is transferable, can you actually reach out to me? So I'm David J at blockchainrecruiters.net. All right, so that's where you send your resume. If you are some type of blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto entity, and you've got a new project and you need talent anywhere in the world, right? You reach out to me and let me know what you need, and we'll talk, and we will scour the earth, and we will find the best and the brightest, and we will compel them to come to work for you, right? And if anybody needs any help with their job search, even if it's related to crypto, now don't call me and say, hey, what coin should I buy? I don't give that kind of advice, and frankly, I don't know.
Neither do I.
Yeah. So anyhow, it's just not that kind of party. There are hundreds of other podcasts. You could go pay to be on their Patreon channel, right? And then you can do whatever. Or you can call Xander and he'll send it he'll take your $500,000 and you'll get back $200,000.
I'm not a financial expert.
But anyhow, if you want to get a hold of me on Twitter, right? I'm David James. I'm the BTC recruiter on Twitter. I am the BTC recruiter on Twitter. That's who I am. Go to Twitter, the BTC recruiter, right? And so basically, anything else, David?
No, I think that about wraps up. You have anything else you want to say?
No. If you want to find me, Xander.fit on Instagram. Appreciate y'all's time and the opportunity to share a little bit of a story.
So my co-host, Dave Hampton, the Robo Recruiter. I'm David James, the Job Whisperer.